Hey everyone, it's Dr. Messina Morris. It is Tuesday at around, I lost my watch, y'all, 2:52 p.m. And I've been in meetings all day talking about XR, talking about AI. I did a session last night on the meditative benefits of being in VR and meditating and just kind of soothing and calming yourself down. And now we are in the thick of it. So I'm about to run you through a demo of Holotutor.ai. And let me give you just a little bit of background on Holotutor so you could be clear as to what I'm talking about. So there are two products that we use in our Metaversity. One is VXR Labs, where we can go into immersive virtual reality or mixed reality. And we do a lot of simulations. We do a lot of creating in spaces, storytelling, problem-based learning, quizzes. You can do a lot of different things in VR, as you all well know. And typically I am in headset when I'm doing this, but I want to really, really, really talk to you about Holotutor, because I don't think that people understand how well Holotutor is going to be for students and why it is a number one leading tool for teachers in this technological age. Holotutor AI is an educator-designed AI tutor, and it is the right tool for teaching and learning in the age of AI. We all know that artificial intelligence is reshaping how people learn, how they work, and they communicate. And in education, AI tutors and co-pilots promise personalization at scale, but they also introduce real risks: hallucinations, inequity, and misalignment with curriculum, value, and assessment. Now, in terms of hallucinations, I've always said that human beings hallucinate as well. I have been a professor long enough to know that, and in 24 years of school, that we don't always get it right. And I call those little hiccups hallucinations as well. And that's a part of being human. And because human intelligence created artificial intelligence, it's important for us to understand that hallucinations are also a part of the process as we continue to put in better information and glean better information from our large language models. So there are real risks. There's risk of inequities because having access to a network connection is a great part of how you are able to utilize any form of AI, which is connected to the internet. Whether it's your mobile device, a tablet, you still need some type of network connectivity. We have rural areas and we have broadband deserts and we have schools that are under resourced and underserved students who have no access to real network connectivity, or their connectivity is being controlled or throttled because they can't afford the high speed internet that is available, and so they don't have access to anything more than a social media or a browsing. And so some of the deeper, more intricate tools that they need to be able to learn, create, and produce in this age of AI, they don't have. And then there are misalignments that also happen where curriculum and the tool at hand don't go together, where you're not meeting any student learning outcome, where you don't have a strategy that you are following that is in alignment with any national standards, and you're not getting the students up the Bloom's taxonomy chart to a higher order or higher level of complex critical thinking. There are also value misalignments and people who still teach to test and feel like that is the best way to assess learning. Recent research from Harvard University showed that a carefully designed AI tutor can help students learn more than twice as much in less time. Now, that's compared to a class that is in an active learning lesson. They also saw that these AI tutors increased engagement as well as motivation. And so this isn't science fiction anymore. It is true peer reviewed reality that this small study has shown that if you design an AI tutor very intentionally, very carefully, and cultivate it with the things that are necessary as resources, you will have a tutor that engages and helps students learn twice as much in less time. And in the world of information that we live in, it is paramount for our young to learn faster, how to process information, how to discern right from wrong, good from bad, and to make decisions quickly that cause less harm. Holotutor AI was built for this moment. It is an educator designed AI teaching and learning environment. It gives students an on demand tutor that's aligned to their course. It's not a random chatbot. They do have a space where you can ask random questions, but in the way that this is being delivered to students, you have an on demand tutor that is aligned to the course that you're taking. It gives educators a time saving co designer for their lessons, for conversations, and assessments. You can embed guardrails through the resources, the scripting, the information, the formative and summative assessments that you put up, and the textbooks that you can also put up. And that's in every interaction. You can embed your own pedagogical approaches and strategies like problem based learning or investigative case based learning or guided inquiry in order to get students to learn in the way that you want them to learn. So I argue that Holotutor AI is actually uniquely positioned to be the best fit AI tool for educators as well as students that are navigating the age of AI, not because it's the flashiest technology, but because it operationalizes what the research actually says works in a way that is practical, ethical, and educator led. So I am about to go to Holotutor AI created by Victory XR and give you a live demo of what I am talking about. So let me share my screen with you. I already have Holotutor up, so let's actually start from the beginning of the interface. So if you go to Holotutor.ai, this is what you will see. Once I get back to it. Okay. Let me pull this tab over so that I can see what I'm seeing. Okay, so you sign in down here. You can see all the updates here, details and all that great stuff. So I should be signed in already. All right. So you can, okay, if you start on this screen, you can ask anything. You can ask it anything just as if it's a random chat bot. That's not what I want to start with. I want to start with the way educators lead this effort and the lessons that they create. Very simply, they can build new AI experiences with the snap of a finger. Most teachers are experts in their field. Okay. I haven't met one educator who does not know their stuff. Okay. Today's lesson title is going to be The Study of Matter, Chemistry, Physics, Matter. Grade level, I'm a chemistry teacher in college. Avatar, I teach at Morehouse. Let's make him real savvy and cool. Let's make him Dr. Metahouse. And
Good morning.
voice.
How are you? Good morning. Good morning.
No,
Good morning. How are you?
there we go. Let's make him witty. Let's choose an environment. Science classroom works for me. And so now he's in a science classroom, of which you can preview. So you can preview the classroom that he's going to be in, as you can see in 3D, spatial 3D. You see him, Dr. Metahouse. Now, you always want to save your experience, so don't forget to do that. All right. I'm going to go through this very quickly. If you add a whiteboard text, we'll put that at the top. Welcome to Chemistry 101. Today's lesson will be about matter. Now, I can use AI to generate my welcome message. Write a welcome message to my undergraduate chemistry scholars. Introduce me as Dr. Metahouse and let them know how elated I am to join them on this venture of science, matter, and change in chemistry. Also, let them know that they can ask questions at any time during the lesson. Okay. It will generate that with the level of wit and enthusiasm. And you just go back and you edit. Greetings, my wonderful scholars. I'm Dr. Metahouse. I'm absolutely thrilled, blah, 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 blah. And it talks about chemistry. It welcomes you to the class, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now you can add an image in a JPEG or a PNG. You could add a video in an .mov or MP4 file. You can add true and false questions. Chemistry only studies markers. Just something that I can put a false here. And then chemistry is the study of blank and the changes it undergoes. And so we'll put mass, we'll put matter, it's matter. We'll put atoms, we'll put molecules. It kind of sucks, but the answer is matter. You can put a 3D object. So let's throw a carbon atom out there. Confirm. You can add more whiteboard text or put more scripting, yada, yada. Save experience. Next. You can pan and show, okay, I want my carbon atom to start at this particular point. That's where I wanted to start. Next. You can keep it private, add it to your organization, or make it public for everyone to view. Because I haven't actually finished this lesson, I'm going to keep it private. Choose my category as science and chemistry and give a description. This lesson talks is about matter and the phases of matter. Instructions to students: please ask questions as you go through the lesson. Okay, so you save that experience and then you play that experience. You could also upload a thumbnail image from your computer that's a PNG or a JPEG as well. And so then you play your experience back. Share this tab. It assembles your environment. You see Dr. Metahouse.
Greetings, my wonderful scholars. I am Dr. Metahouse, and I am absolutely thrilled to welcome you to what promises to be an exciting journey into the world of chemistry, where we will explore the fascinating realm of matter and change together. As we embark on this adventure, I want you to know that I am here to guide and support you every step of the way. Chemistry is not just a science, it's an ever-evolving narrative of discovery and innovation. Feel free to ask questions at any time during our lessons, as curiosity is the key to unlocking the mysteries of the natural world. Let's make this an engaging and enlightening experience for us all. An odyssey that will expand your understanding and appreciation of the molecules that shape our universe. Welcome to the class.
So Kimberly, so you can go, you see your 3D object that you placed in there, and chemistry only studies markers. That's false, right? Chemistry is a study of math. Oh, it says it's wrong. Oh, it says it's wrong. Oh, it says it's wrong. Matter, so students can get to the answer that they need to get to. You make it resume its lesson, and that was the end. You rate the lesson at the end. One of the things I want to show you that I did not show you is that I can ask a question. So I can ask a question about matter and it'll give me an answer. Tell me why it is important to study matter. Explain matter to me as if I was a toddler. Hi, Cameron. I'm on a live call.
Guess what I got you?
All right, kiddo. Imagine your favorite toy. It's made of stuff, right? This stuff is called matter. Matter is everything around us that you can touch, see, or even smell.
Go get yourself.
Studying matter helps us understand what makes up our world and how it all fits together. Plus, it's the secret sauce behind everything from your breakfast cereal to the stars in the sky.
So does that mean that I am made of matter?
Absolutely. You're made of matter, just like your toys and your snacks. Everything from your hair to your toes is made up of tiny bits called atoms. You're basically a walking, talking bundle of matter. Cool, right?
I guess so. Why do we need to understand anything about matter when it doesn't matter? You know, you have those kids.
Ah, clever wordplay. But matter does matter. Understanding it helps us create everything from medicines to new materials. It explains why water freezes or why your phone works. Plus, it's the key to unlocking the mysteries of the big deal.
And then students' transcripts can also be seen here. So anything that it asks and the answer to it can be viewed here and downloaded here to your computer in a text file. I'm going to go back to Holotutor.ai. So that's just one example. and the lessons that can be explored all fall into this repository. So you have lessons, you have courses, you even have textbooks that you have uploaded that are available here that you can ask questions to using the textbook assistant. This I find to be very interesting for our educators who want to give their students peer-reviewed papers to read or books that they need to read, and their student may not understand all of the nuances of that particular paper, and they need a little bit of help weeding through the text. So you can upload the text and it'll be processed for you. And then you have Robin, the textbook assistant, after it loads, who will go over and explain and summarize and ask different questions, even in different languages. So this book is about applied ethics for instructional design and technology. And as you go into the book a little further, because you have the intro and tables of contents. Once you get to the meat of the book, and then you can also just type in what page you want to go to. So say I wanted to tell me about this conclusion that it gave, I would highlight here. Here we go. And say I just wanted to read it to me.
Provide more value to the stakeholder or shareholder than the user. Gray, Chen et al., 2021, Gray et al. Then 2018, Gunawan et al., 2021, Mather et al., 2021. More hostile and transparent forms of manipulation or coercion have also been captured under the label of asshole. Designer strategies, Gray, Chivakula et al., 2020. Diminish user autonomy, as framed previously in the two vignettes that described the use of facial recognition to augment learning experiences.
So let's say I stopped that response, but say I wanted to explain to me what that meant.
The text discusses how certain design tactics unfairly benefit companies over users, often by manipulating user behavior. These tactics, sometimes called asshole designer strategies, reduce user control. It highlights the ethical challenges and questions when it comes to designers using subtle methods to influence learners, emphasizing the importance of transparency and autonomy.
And if I wanted to have it explain, read, or translate this into a different language for me, I could go to any one of these languages that are here. Bengali, Chinese, simplified and traditional, Dutch, English, French, German, Hindi, Italian, Hebrew, Japanese, Korean, Polish, Portuguese, Romanian, Spanish, Swahili, Turkish, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So I don't speak Swahili, but I have students that do. And I wanted to read to me in Swahili. Did I press read? There we go.
Kutoa thamani zaidi kwa wadau au wanahi 2021, Mather et al. Nia mbaya, Gray, ya mikakati ya wabu kama ilivyoelezwa awali, kujifatoa inaweza kuwa sio mbinu WWD za mikakati ya wabuni zikielekeza au kwa upungufu kujifunza ni lini au mikakati mingine ya kuongoza zikimwelekeza na haya mapungufu ya ni lini inakubalika au wadau kumsumbua jinsi gani maarifa na saikolojia na yaliyowekwa kimsingi tofauti na ni maadili gani yanapaswa kuwa ya msingi katika desturi ya uundaji wa mafunzo. Examples of these design tactics include deceptive consent forms, misleading buttons that lead to unintended actions, or default settings that benefit the designer rather than the user. These dark patterns subtly manipulate users into decisions that may not be in their best interest.
So you can ask as many questions as you want to. It gives you suggested prompts down here at the end. You can ask, you can actually speak some of the questions as well. So another feature, these are all educator driven and educator led, and I like these a lot for educators who want to use AI, and that's why I started Holotutor Academy, so that you can learn how to create lessons and you can learn how to create even conversational experiences, use the AI textbook. One of the things that students can do, say they have a question about a particular subject, and they need to know, let's see, I have a test on integers and I do not understand how they are derived. Can you create me flashcards to study? Or say you have a learning outcome that you need students to learn. They could put that student learning outcome in here and then do the same. This is for high school students.
Absolutely. I am creating a set of flashcards for you. They will be ready in just a moment.
And so it's generating flashcards on integral derivation. And after it's done, then students should be able to practice what defines a natural number. A natural number is a positive integer starting from 1. Then they'll click to the next one. What symbol is commonly used for integers? Integers are commonly denoted by the symbol Z. How are integers closed under addition? Adding two integers always results in another integer. What is the successor function for integers? The successor function maps an integer n to n plus 1. How can integers be represented on a line? Integers can be represented on a number line. And so if I ask it to now create me a quiz over this integer derivation, also on a high school level,
Could you provide more context or details about the integer derivation you want the quiz to be about?
so let's just say, let's go here. I don't know anything about integer, so let's say differentiating integer powers or something. Let's see, integer focuses on understanding how rules for operations. So let's say student learning outcomes, right? So these are student learning outcomes for mathematics. It's a national curriculum. So let's just say numbers and operations. So let's say this is what we want it to tell us about.
Sounds great. I'll get a practice quiz prepared for you. It will be
So does the base of the binary number system? 2. In the decimal system, what digit comes after 9? The decimal system? What comes after 9? 1? No. 10? All right. The subtraction of negative numbers always results in a positive number. Yes, true. Subtraction of negative numbers, negative subtracted by a negative number. That's not true. It's false. because it could be positive. Which of these represents a prime number? 17. And how many binary digits represents a single hexadecimal digit? I don't know. Would it be 2 to the 6th power or something? I have 0.0 idea. And so I guess I could ask, what is a single hexadecimal digit?
A single hexadecimal digit represents numbers 0 to 15, using the digits 0 to 9 and the letters A to F. Each digit can hold values like 1, 9, or A, which is equal to 10 in decimal, all the way up to F, which is equal to 15.
So that's interesting. I wonder if we could generate an image to explain that. Wonder what it would generate. So it's generating an image of a hexadecimal digit. I'm just curious because you can now generate images, you can generate flashcards, you can generate quizzes. I'm just curious what else can be explored. It is a better way. So they did do A because A is considered a hexadecimal digit. So your students can ask anything of this based on its quizzes, tests, whatever, to learn 24/7, all the time, anytime. So this is some of the basis of Holotutor and why I say it works. All these lessons exist that students have access to. They also have access to these lessons in XR. They have access to courses, 3rd grade math, 4th grade math, science, customer service, Spanish, metaverse, and so on and so forth, emerging technologies. And there's more being added. You will be able to read the bios of the people who create in this particular space. And so like when you go to their courses, say you go to my course and you wanted to know more about me, you'll see my bio here and you'll see all the lessons that I have created and the courses that I have created in here. And so you can choose to take one of my courses here. So this is all that you should know, and there's more to come about Holotutor. You can also upload PDFs and all of those kind of things and have it explained. So if you have a study guide, it can create questions and flashcards and all that kind of stuff from the Holotutor interface. And I think that it's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful use of time for students and for our educators, because this world is changing rapidly. And with Holotutor.ai, you have an educator designed AI platform that allows you to design your lessons the way that you want to, transform the objective standards or existing materials into more structured lessons in a way that helps your students. So if you have a neurodivergent student or a student that learns a certain way, you can build it in that way. It has conversational avatars that create dialogues that also help students learn how to speak about the jargon and the language that they are learning in. You have the textbook assistants that allow you to turn chapters, PDFs, readings into targeted explanations, worked examples, and allow them to check for understanding. You have the assessment engine that can generate the flashcards, the quizzes, the problem sets, and the reflection prompts that are aligned to learning goals that you put in there. And you have insights on the back end that I didn't go into, but I'll go into in another time, where when you're stuck, students do have the transcript that they can follow and bring to you in office hours, but you also have analytics that you can follow as well. So those are on the roadmap. And the one thing that these high-performing AI tutors do is scaffold learning, give immediate feedback to students, pace on the time that works for them, and it's more personalized and is in alignment with how they learn, how they speak, and what they want to know and need to know to get the type of understanding that they need. These tools here, this AI tool, Holotutor, is actually built around the educator. It's not built without you setting learning goals as the educators, you setting the constraints and you setting the tone. You can review the content, you can edit it, you can reuse it. It's a way that you can remain the source of the truth, the subject matter expert, and that Holotutor amplifies the voice of the educator. And it gives you capacity and allows you to save time. It allows you to not answer the same questions over and over again, but have another source that your students can use that is going to help them. And they don't have to be with a tutor that's trying to figure out what it is that they're trying to learn, because you've already programmed in what they're trying to learn and what they are going to learn and what you needed them to learn. And you've based it on your own learning outcomes. And so if you're worried about teaching particular skills or that they grasp particular skills, you don't have to worry about that, because you're going to always program that in. And you can adjust the reading level, the vocabulary, the pace. You can make sure that it is available to reiterate things over and over again for your neurodivergent students who have autism or ADHD or dyslexia, or who have vision impairments or hearing impairments, so you have captioning. You are able to see help for your students who have English language as their second language, that they're English language learners. They can use other languages to help them understand complex concepts that maybe they don't understand it in English, but they understand it in their native tongue. It supports universal design for learning principles, and it can be scaled. So active learning, scaffolding, controls for cognitive load by chunking, pacing, and increasing the difficulty slowly rather than a huge ramp up is really important. You're not trying to stuff content into 50 minutes and making sure that they got it, regardless to how fast or slow they can move. They can move at their own pace at home on their Chromebooks. As long as they have a network connection on a Chrome browser, they're good to go. And then you just get feedback immediately. Students sometimes need answers immediately that they can't find. And then it's hard to go and just go Google something and just look through thousands and thousands of, you already don't know the information. So it's just really challenging and frustrating for students when the answer isn't evidence and apparent, and they can work backwards from there to really figure out how then to really critically think through the solution. So this age of AI won't wait for education to catch up. Students are already using AI quietly, unevenly, okay? Unevenly, um, and without guidance. And so now we have a strategic choice as institutions of higher learning, of institutions of learning in K-12, to allow freestyle AI to shape student learning in uncontrolled ways, like we did with social media. And we missed that because that caused a lot of harm, a lot of cyberbullying, a lot of misinformation, a lot of stuff. And now we're trying to walk that back with guardrails. Or we can adopt structured educator-led AI tutoring through Holotutor that aligns with research, policy, and mission. And the evidence from Harvard is undeniable. There's been decades of work on intelligent tutoring systems that show that well-designed AI tutors can dramatically improve learning outcomes, engagement, and efficiency. Holotutor.ai is built for this type of reality. It translates those research-validated principles into an educator-controlled, student-centered platform. It amplifies your teacher's expertise, it personalizes student support, and it protects institutional integrity. It centers equity as well as access. And in a world where students can learn twice as much with the right AI tutors, institutions have a responsibility to choose AI that is not just powerful, but pedagogically and ethically aligned. Holotutor AI is designed to be that choice. So I am hoping that you will take the time to go to Holotutor.ai and give it a spin. I am hoping that you would take the time. Let me go over to my Substack real quick. That you would go over to my Substack and that you would read this story that I wrote about the educator who kept being overlooked and the community that finally saw her and realized that you're not alone in being told that you have to implement something without the proper training, without the proper supports, without capacity, and without community. I built a place. It's called M.O.M Metaversity. It's on school.com. And recently, the Holotutor Academy. So mosey on over to www.school.com and go ahead and get into my AI teaching assistant course. You can get into Holotutor Academy, where we'll talk about all things AI, have more discussions. There will be an Intro to AI for Educators course coming out, a Metaverse 101 course. I already have a intensive. I have a Metaverse Mindfulness in You course, a Forensic Science in the Metaverse course, a Chemistry in the Metaverse course. You name it, I have been putting it together at M.O.M Metaversity because this is a community that is quite chatty. You see so many different discussion boards where people are reflecting and talking about their level of excitement about ethics, XR reconstructions and evidence, about what they wanted in a live virtual world. And so really excited about this community and how it's growing. So far, I have 88 members. I'm hoping to gain more members and we can have more robust discussions about the metaverse, about AI, about Holotutor, and just continue to grow as a community of educators where Generation Alpha to Generation Baby Boomer can learn for a lifetime. That's what my work is all about. If you go to my website, unitethemetaverse.com, that is what it is all about, literally helping people find where they belong in the embodiment of the internet called the metaverse. This is to just ensure that all people know exactly how they can move together as one humanity in the metaverse. So while the metaverse is such a cliche word now, it really does speak and still resonantly speak to the world beyond what we have right now and how with emerging technology we're continuing to move forward. So I'm Dr. Messina Morris. You can visit me at unitethemetaverse.com. All of my socials are here. You want to learn more about what I do, you can go to my YouTube channel. I have all of my podcasts up. I have playlists over playlists, all about VR, all about AI, and feel free to go and ponder all of the things that I have created and subscribe. There's 209 videos here. I'm sure you can find something that speaks and resonates to you as a human being, to you as an educator, to you as a parent, to you as an autism parent, because I'm a special needs parent too, that may be able to help you along your journey. So don't count out Holotutor.ai because you can learn a lot in your journey for lifelong learning using Holotutor as well. So don't forget to go to Holotutor.ai, go to unitethemetaverse.com, go to school.com, M.O.M Metaversity, and join the movement. Get in the game. Why are you sitting on the sidelines? I'm your coach, Dr. Messina Morris, the molder of minds. You good. Talk to y'all later.